It is the Tuesday morning after Memorial Day in the town of Gibson, Louisiana. We are alongside the Louisiana Northwest Railroad to chase Job 1 northbound to Homer. Today is not a very common trip thanks to all three of the roster's GP15 locomotives in charge of today's trip. Typically, the GP15's are working Job 2 up in Arkansas, but once every few months these workhorses can be seen on the south end of the line. After crossing the diamond shared with KCS and building its small 8-car train, we set up on Blue Goose Loop to capture the train heading out of Gippsland. We leapfrogged the northbound to the Iron Bridge facilities just north of Interstate 20. Patriot Rail utilizes Iron Bridge for railcar storage that comes in via KCS. The GP15-1 locomotive was produced throughout the years of 1976 to 1982. A grand total of 310 units were constructed for 4 different companies: the Missouri Pacific, the Chicago Northwestern, the Frisco, and Conrail. All 3 of these GP15's were built in 1979 for Conrail. They'd eventually end up with the Norfolk Southern before being sent to LTEX. Patriot Rail would go on to acquire several of these locomotives for multiple Patriot Rail owned lines. What makes these eye-catching is the older red, blue, and black paint scheme with the gold lining. While nowhere near as good looking as the original red and yellow L&W scheme, it still holds up pretty well against other holding company schemes. In recent years, though, Patriot Rail has favored a much simpler solid blue paint scheme. Here we see Job 1 rounding the curve as it rolls into the small town of Athens. Not much can be said about this humble town, other than the fact that supposedly the American pickers came through. Granted, I could never find any confirmation on that. Now this is probably one of the most well-known photo spots on the entire line. Just north of Athens alongside Highway 9 we have what many call Bailey's Pasture. With some old barn buildings and some nicely positioned hay bales, the train was the final piece to the puzzle of a very nice shot. Following Highway 9 most of the way back to Homer, we jump ahead to the Molnick Switch. Nowadays, the L&W seems to use this siding for storing cars, but back in the day, this would often be the site of meets during the golden years of the L&W. Going back to the GP15 locomotive, EMD built these engines as a different approach of rebuilding switchers like many railways were doing. These locomotives are great for switching operations from what I hear. The 12-cylinder 645 engine puts out 1500 horsepower. You can find several of these units still in service spread out in the country on short lines such as here or the Rock in Mississippi, and I believe that the Union Pacific is still utilizing some of their former Mopac units on yard jobs or locals. The GP15's have been assigned the nickname Baby Tunnel Motors, and it's understandable why that is. The rear radiator has a very similar look to an SD40T. Some may believe the T in SD40T and GP15T are connected, but with the Jeeps, the T stands for the turbocharger that differentiates them from the normal GP15-1. Our trio of former Conrail workhorses are seen slowly easing by Spring Lake Road. Another scenic view of the L&W is the LSU Agriculture Hill Farm Research Center just south of Homer. This would be where I would finish filming for the day and head back home. I hope you enjoyed watching this video on these classic locomotives on the Louisiana and Northwest, and if you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you out trackside.